Welcome to Musical Miles, the podcast where every mile has a melody and every song has a story. We're your hosts, Byron and Shanda Duffin, traveling the highways and backroads of America to sit down with songwriters, artists, and music makers who bring the soundtrack of our lives to life. From dive bars and listening rooms to legendary stages and music festivals, we go where the music is made, because every song has a journey and every artist has a story worth telling. So climb in, buckle up, and join us for another unforgettable ride. This is Musical Miles.
I wake up each morning, put on my suit, pop my office chair, open out on the dunes. Got a full day ahead, taking it slow. All dressed down, with nowhere to go but up through the palm trees, blowing in the breeze that lead up to the bar. Just down the beach, order up a drink for the pretty girl smiling at me. I could go up through the Keys, out on a boat, blue sky's the limit, with no work clothes, just the salt in my hair and the sand in my toes. I'm all dressed down, nowhere to go but up. And my flip-flops have seen better days, and I can't remember last time I shaved. Only thing working hard today is the ocean. I wanna stay where I got nowhere to go but up through the palm trees, blowing in the breeze that lead up to the bar. Just down the beach, order up a drink for the pretty girl smiling at me. I could go up through the Keys, out on the boat, blue sky's the limit, with no work clothes, just the salt in my hair and the sand in my toes. All dressed down, nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up to the radio. Turn the buffet up loud, grab the tequila and pour him one out. Then I go up through the palm trees, blowing in the breeze that lead up to the bar. Just down the beach, never wanna give up life down by the sea. I could go up through the Keys, out on a boat, blue sky's the limit, with no work clothes, just the salt in my hair and the sand in my toes. Got a perfect little spot where I can lay low. Yeah, I'm gonna live where the seagrass grows, where I'm all dressed down, nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go.
Oh, Jimmy Nash.
Yes.
Thank you. What a great song. It couldn't be more appropriate
Yes.
than here we are. We're in Key West,
We
Florida.
are.
At the Key West Songwriter Festival, and we're at the Marker Hotel, where you just got done playing a set,
Yes, I did.
a songwriter round with, who were the other artists?
Seaforth and Chris Crepeau.
Great set. We caught most of it. We had a little, here in Key West, there's nowhere to park. So we drove around for 20
That'll
minutes.
be the next version instead of nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go,
park.
nowhere to park, Key West. But what a great song.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that with us. You know, we like I told you, we always had everybody play the song at the end, but man, what a great way to start off this podcast interview.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Musical Miles
My pleasure.
Podcast. We are here for the Songwriter Festival, obviously.
Yes.
Reached out to you the other day as I went through the list and sent
Almost
out,
got lost in my comments.
Well,
so.
trust me, it did get lost in a lot of other artists' comments, but that's okay. We have made some incredible contacts here, and it's been really cool. So,
Great.
but thanks for reaching back to me, because I got an email from you. I think it was yesterday morning that said, "Hey, I just saw this," and which was great because timing wise, we probably didn't have time to do it before today anyway.
Yeah.
But it's Saturday, day 3 of the festival, right? Yeah. And we have just, it's been a whirlwind.
Day 4, I think.
Well, it's
Wait, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, day 4. So it's been a whirlwind for us, and but what a great time.
Oh, yeah. It's our favorite time of year.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't beat this because we're in the beautiful Keys, right? As far south as you can go in the United States. But Jimmy lives with his wife. Tell me your wife's name.
Andra.
Andra. I should be able to remember that. I had a sister, Andrea, so it's close.
Yeah.
But you live in Nashville, Tennessee.
Well, I live in St. Petersburg, Florida. I go back and forth.
Do?
I was raised in Nashville, so it's still home. But
Okay.
St. Pete, my wife's a Florida girl.
Okay, well that makes sense.
She was away for many years. She said, as long as we have a house in St. Pete, you can go travel, do wherever. Just I want to get my toes in the sand.
I love that. And you know what? We love Florida. My wife's an Arizona girl, so you know we like those. But we live in the great white north. We live in Idaho, so we have some cold winters and even springs. It was 42 degrees when we left the house the other day. So.
Yeah.
But we got here, and there's just been so much going on. This is amazing. I think over 200 songwriters,
Yeah,
is that right?
I think they start with 200, and then by the end, a few more get added on.
Yeah.
And that's just the official shows. I mean, there's so many
Oh, yeah, side shows.
showcases, publisher events, so yeah.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. But you mentioned that you did grow up in Nashville.
I did.
But your parents, do they still live in Nashville?
They live outside of Houston. My dad's originally from Texas.
Okay.
So they were in Nashville for 15 years, raised me and my brother there.
Okay.
And they wrote a hit for Reba McEntire called They Asked About You.
Oh, wow.
And it was on her highest selling album of all time. If you're going to write a song for Reba, make sure it's on the highest selling album of all time. So that was a great time, and they won a Grammy for their song with Diamond Rio and God We Still Trust. So
yeah, how amazing is that? You come from a household that's a Grammy award-winning household. And actually, we were just talking before we got started that we've tried to pay attention, a little better attention to this, but you're actually a third-generation musician.
I am.
Grandma.
My grandmother, Clara Nash,
Okay.
she was an accomplished pianist, and she had the drive from, they were from Far, Texas. That's about
I've been to Far, Texas.
Not many
Believe it or
people
not.
have.
P-H-A-R.
P-H-A-R-R. So
double
she had,
R, yep.
I shout out to my grandmother.
Yeah.
She's long passed, of course, but
sure.
She had the drive to take them from Far, Texas, all the way up to New York, got them signed to Columbia Records. My dad, my grandmother, and my uncle, the Nash family trio.
Oh my
Columbia
goodness.
Records. They did 2 albums, one in New York with Ernie Alsted that produced Perry Como, and then one in Nashville with Don Law that was producing Johnny Cash at the time. So
wow.
pretty awesome.
What a story, what a story. So your uncle was also a
He was a bass. He was a big, tall bass singer.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So they moved to Nashville, spent about 15 years, and they were both songwriters.
Yes.
So they co-wrote most everything together themselves.
Yes, they did.
They co-write with anybody
Oh,
else?
yeah, they co-wrote with everybody. So the song they wrote for Reba was with Freddie Weller from Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Oh, you're kidding.
So he was their
Wow.
co-writer on that.
Wow.
And he had I did do a key change at the very beginning of the song, and they think that's what caught Reba's attention.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, there's so many great stories. What we love to hear is the backstories. That's what we like to share with our listeners. And then not only that, but just the history of the music that you're, like your family story. So your grandmother and your uncle and your dad, and then they ended up in Nashville, and you left Nashville about how long ago?
Oh, well, gosh, so I got a scholarship to University of Houston.
Really?
So, and at the same time, my dad we'd started a charity in Houston. My brother's a leukemia survivor, so my parents
wow.
started a camp. We're going in our 25th year, actually, Champions
that's
Kids
awesome.
Camp. And so that camp was taking off. At the same time I got a scholarship, it all just made sense. We moved to Houston.
Okay.
I was there for 8 years until my wife, who she had managed Tank 3 for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
And she was looking for a new client, a new artist, and there I was in Texas. And
Wow.
we had a mutual friend that had done some press for Hank, and she liked our music, sent it to her. She came in, she signed me, and then pretty quickly she signed the rest of my life.
She signed the marriage certificate after that, huh?
Yeah.
Smart girl.
So Yeah, so my brother's a leukemia survivor, so
Okay.
my parents started Champions Kids Camp, and at that same time, that was taking off in Houston, and we were helping a lot of kids, and I got my scholarship to University of Houston, so it just made sense.
Sure.
We made the move to Houston, and my dad had a lot of friends there. He'd played there for many years.
yeah.
So after that, we were singing a lot, and my wife, wasn't my wife at the time, obviously, but she had managed Hank 3 for 6 years, and she was looking for a new artist to take on. And we had a mutual friend who had done some press for Hank, and we were working with, and sent her our music, and she signed me. And then pretty soon she signed the rest of me.
Pretty soon you signed her, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the way that's a turnabout's fair play, right? You signed her. Well, that's a great story. So you guys have been married for how long?
13 years last month.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a good start. Miss Shanda and I have been married 44 years.
Yeah, we're on our way. Congratulations.
So we always appreciate hearing successful marriages. That's always great. Because, you're in a challenging industry, right? With the touring schedules and whatnot. Do you have any children?
No kids. We have a
so
cat,
there
Coconut.
You go. There you
We're
go.
missing him.
Yeah. Well, obviously that impacts some. Cats are a little different than dogs, I always tell people.
They are.
You can kind of go away for a few days and leave a cat home.
Yeah.
A dog's a different story.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I said, you got a dog, you might as well have a herd of milk cows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk more about the music deal. So you signed with your wife, and you were in Texas at the time.
I was in Texas, and she loved my writing already, and she saw a lot of my potential, but she's like, we need to get you away from the usual, away from your comfort zone. She moved me out to LA, had me work with her friend Todd Hannigan, who had produced a lot of Jack Johnson stuff.
Yeah.
And I found that was really a good place for what I like to write. I just didn't know it yet. I'd always been steeped in just country. So
Your Nowhere to Go has a little Jack vibe to it, maybe.
That's all still a part of me,
Okay.
And so my first album was a lot. People would say it was like a mix of Jack Johnson, Jason Mraz, with a little bit
both of them.
with a little thread of country in there somewhere.
Sure.
So we got when it was still a thing, iTunes New and Noteworthy. Out of that first album, we got a placement on ABC Family for one of my songs. So that was a great start, and without telling you the day to day, she ended up connecting me also with Peter Wade, who had produced hits for Jennifer Lopez, Mark Anthony, Kylie Minogue, and so I started learning to write pop for him, which is a totally different thing.
Sure.
We ended up in New York for 3 years, then we finally ended up in Florida, and going back and forth to Nashville. So we went all the way around the country.
You have made the complete circle, haven't you?
But everything has influenced my writing so much, from the California vibe to New York. New York is a very interesting energy. In New York, you feel like you can do anything.
Okay.
It's just like it provides everything you could want. You got to work for it.
Sure. Oh,
but everything is there.
Well, I don't care where you're at, Jimmy. You got to work for
Yeah.
it, right? I mean, if you have the work ethic, though, in my opinion, if your parents instilled that in you, you come from good stock. I guarantee you. Grandma made a huge leap of faith by taking the boys to New York and getting those record albums. So I know that that's bred in you, right?
Oh yeah, and I think it was Craig Weissman who said the same thing about Nashville. He said Nashville's a town that offers you everything but owes you nothing. And I think that's just the thing. If you think, okay, I can go there, work for it, put in the time, go out, co-write, rewrite.
Right.
So
Well, you gotta make some connections. I've met several songwriters in the course of doing this podcast. It's been interesting because we've met some young songwriters that live in Nashville and are very talented. But one of them, she told me, she said, I have to admit, Byron, she said, I just haven't put myself out there. I said, man, I've told our children growing up, doesn't matter whether you're in the music business or we grew up in ag, in the farming industry, in the rodeo world, the horse world. You have to make those connections. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So, especially in this industry.
Well, yeah. Also, I find a lot of times it's not the most talented person; it's the most driven person. I say also you familiar with the Dunning-Kruger effect?
No.
It's the people who are less talented think they're more talented, and the people who are more talented think they're less talented because they have the smarts to know that there's still somebody better than them.
Sure.
So that's what I think happens a lot of times. People who are overthinking it to just go ahead, put the song out, to get that. If it's not any good, you're going to know soon.
I think there's so much truth to that, and yet, amazingly enough, we just had the opportunity to interview a songwriter who's kind of been took a 10-year hiatus from Nashville, moved to a ranch in Wyoming, Skip Ewing. I don't know if you know who Skip is.
Yeah, of course.
Skip had some huge success years ago, but he just kind of got tired of the drive or the whole game, and he moved away. But he had a song that was just cut by Lainey Wilson and Ernest, and What If I Could? You know that song?
Yeah.
What If I Could? What If I Could?
It's a great song.
And that is a beautiful song. And that song, him and Dean Dillon wrote that song 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I love those stories, to hear those stories
yeah.
of success. But those people hung out. I mean, they kept it out there, and it was available, and the right people came along at the right time.
Oh yeah.
And you never know when that's going to happen.
No, you don't. It's like you just, I knew guys who knew Luke Combs. That was just, he'd been playing some of those songs that became hits for 6 years. Just another guy in a bar.
Yeah.
Until he wasn't.
Until he wasn't. And that's the great story behind these stories, and we've heard them all weekend long here in Key West. It's just, I tell everybody, I said, there's no experience. One, there's no replacing a live music experience. Mm-hmm. Live is without a doubt the very best.
Right.
Number two, there is don't believe me when I tell you that a Songwriter Festival is the coolest live music experience you'll ever have. Experience it for yourself. Come to Key West. Come to Red Lodge, Montana. Come to Livingston, Montana. Come to Whitefish, Montana. We're headed in 3 weeks to Cedar Edge, Colorado, to the Grand Mesa Songwriter Festival, which is put on by David Starr, Starr's Guitars, and Rodney Crowell's the headliner.
Oh, cool.
How cool is that?
That's great.
So, I mean, we've just been really blessed, but we love the Songwriter Festival experience. This is a little different. We got into Sloppy Joe's last night to listen to Bobby Pinson and Lee Thomas Miller, and it was crazy. You couldn't hardly get in the place.
Sloppy Joe's is a great place to play. It is tough to get in and be in the crowd.
Tough to get in and listen because people are talking and it's loud and obnoxious. But that's what we love about the songwriter experience. So how many years have you played here?
Did we decide it was 8? I think it's
8 years.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah. And we're here 30th anniversary of the whole festival this year.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
30 years that it's gone on. And there's been so much, and I've heard story after story of songs that were written here, collaborations that happened while they were here in town.
I've met a lot of co-writers here. You do it. That's the easiest way, is if you're playing around together and you're like, oh, I like your stuff, versus just, I'm some random person, would you like to write,
Well, it was funny because when I came in and listened to you, you guys were already on the stage and playing. And we already collaborated with a handful of people. You either see the logo on my shirt, or I in fact, one of the guy that was on the stage that made the announcement, I think he's a sponsor of the event. It's from a travel place here.
Whiskey Rick.
Whiskey Rick.
Yeah.
And so he's looking at me, he goes, you got a lot going on there, Byron. I'm trying, or not, he didn't know my name, but trying to figure out. And I said, well, we do a podcast and we're sponsored by Stetson. So anyway, it was cool. And he's like, pretty quick, he pulls out his business card and says, let's talk. Send me an email. We need to talk about it. But we have met some incredible people here and had opportunities to network and just get names and experience something that's just unheard of. We got to see run into Liz Rose yesterday, and we had met Liz in Vegas at the Songwriter Festival in Vegas. And the guy that was with her at the table, he stood up. He says, "You guys do a podcast?" I said, "Yeah." I give him a sticker, and he goes, "We'll be in touch." And he says, "That's Liz Rose." And I said, "Oh, yeah." And we had a chance to meet her. He said, "We met in Vegas." Yeah. And in Vegas, it didn't look like anything was going to happen, but maybe something's going to happen with Liz Rose.
Cool.
Who has,
such a legend.
Oh, a legend. I think of the Spotify list, top 100 songs, top streaming songs of all time. I think she has 3 or 4 in the top 10 or 20.
It's crazy to have one.
Oh, and she has 3 with
T Swift.
Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift. So anyway, it's amazing. But what a cool industry and cool business.
Well, and the thing of what I find, especially, I've been with BMI my whole life. There's been a Nash with BMI for over 70 years, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
So, the family that I found with BMI, with the Key West Songwriters Festival, and the people you get to know. The cool thing, I find that there's like no, as I say, no bad vibes allowed. Like the songwriters that are down here, they're humble. Like even the one, like they'll just be like, yeah, I wrote this song.
Yes.
And it got like 1 billion streams and it charted. But yeah, it's great. I'm gonna play it for you now. Like it's just
honestly, we've seen that for the most part amongst every songwriter that we've had the honor of meeting and interviewing, or even just getting to know briefly. But the sad story here associated with it is bring down a little bit. Ronnie Bowman.
Right.
Do you know who Marla Cannon Goodman is?
Of course. Yes.
So Marla became my unofficial booking agent. She's helped me in so many ways. So I called her and I said, Marla, we're headed to Key West. She said, oh, you have got to interview Ronnie Bowman. Do you know him? I said, no, I don't. And she goes, okay, I'll set it up. So she called Ronnie. Ronnie goes, absolutely, we'll meet with him. This was on Thursday. She sent me Garnett's number. I sent Garnett a text. I said, let's set this up. And Ronnie was in that accident Saturday and died 2 days later. And what a horrible thing. And so, when we were also in Whitefish, Montana last fall when Brett James was killed in the plane crash.
I know.
And
we've lost so many this last year.
The last year. And of course, Kat Higgins wrote a #1 with Brett James for Kenny Chesney, Knowing You. And we were interviewing Kat for the second time during Whitefish, and what is kind of a bummer, the whole thing. But But there's life goes on, unfortunately.
And their stories live on.
And the stories do live on. And that's just it. They will live on forever.
Yeah. You don't even know how long.
No, we don't. We have no idea. Well, you think about it. You think about your grandmother and what she was able to accomplish with your dad and your brother, and then that legacy just goes on, and that's what's cool, is that you're carrying on the legacy.
I am.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to be playing, by the way, another BMI festival, Treasure Coast Songwriters Festival.
Where's that?
Up in Stuart, Florida.
Okay.
At Pirates Cove Marina there. So May 14th through 17th, I'll be up there. We've got a lot of great guys. James Slater's going to be there.
Cool.
I can't remember everybody else, but there's a lot of great writers. Dylan Altman, I know, is going to be there too, and he's a great Key West favorite here too.
So that's on May 14th through the 17th.
Yes.
In
Stuart,
Florida. Okay. Unfortunately, there's not enough hours in the day and days in the calendar for us to get to everything we want to go to. But we like to let people know what's going on, because not everybody's in the West and not everybody's in the East. So those who can make the trip, we want to make sure that they're aware of them.
A lot of people come to Florida for the festival season and just go around everywhere.
Right. Well, I could see that, and I sure love to do that, huh, honey? Let's just do the Florida festival season. Starting in January, well, actually, do you know Erica Sunshine Lee? She does Chick Fest. So we're going to go see her this afternoon, and we're going to.
Cool.
I've interviewed her. I met her in Livingston, Montana. We're going to interview her and help her promote her Chick Fest all-girl songwriter festival here. And
I saw that. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's gone on for 5 years, and a lot of people don't know about it.
It takes a while to build the buzz.
It really, truly does. Well, it takes a while to build the buzz on a podcast as well, but we're getting there.
Consistency wins out, they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. Well, cool. So after that, where do you go?
Oh, after that, well, actually, my family, we have our Texas Best Music Fest we've been putting on for 13 years. It raises money for Champions Kids Camp.
Okay.
So we have some.
And that's in Houston?
Houston, actually. Katie is part of it, yeah.
I've been to Katie.
At Moe's Place there.
I've been to Katie, to the Great Western Equine Center there. I spent 13 years in the cowboy rope business and saddle pad business, and so reining horses. So that's where I actually got to meet Mr. Lyle Lovett.
Oh,
and I've known Lyle for about 25 years. I've yet to sit down with him like this, but we've got to hang out with him, and he's agreed at some point. So
cool.
Lyle, next time I get to Texas, you're on the list. So no, Katie's a great town.
Oh yeah, yeah. In Moe's Place, they donate the spot for us to do our benefit, and we have some other great Texas artists, Hayden Baker, and I can't think of anybody. Scotty Alexander.
Okay.
So they're great Texas artists, and then of course me and my family were going to sing. And,
that's great.
And that's our big fundraiser for Camp 2026, which will be in July. So.
In July.
Yeah.
That's
Over 200 kids.
that's a sweltering time in Texas. So
It is. That's why we do a lot of water activities.
I'll bet. Well, we'll make sure and help you promote that. So
Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah. So can you tell me what's your favorite venue you've ever played?
Ooh. So there's a lot of favorite venues, but one of the best sounds is Do-Si-Do's in the Woodlands, Texas.
Okay, I know of it. I've never been there.
It's a barn that they reconstructed and then made it entirely with sound first.
Okay.
They said, we want to make a room that has best sound. And that's one of the best sounds.
Okay.
But, I mean, if you go into, there's a ton of great rooms everywhere. But
sure,
that one,
sure.
That's the one I hear a lot of other artists talk about, like, oh, the sound is perfect there.
Is there an iconic venue that you would like to play that you have yet to play?
I haven't played the Grand Ole Opry yet.
Okay.
My dad has.
Oh, awesome.
But
awesome.
A lot of friends have. I just haven't.
Share your dad's name, your mom and dad.
Bill Nash and Kim Nash.
Bill and Kim Nash, okay.
Yes.
And so they've played or your dad's played the Opry. Did your mom play?
No, my dad played it with the Nash family tree, actually at the Ryman.
Oh.
Originally at the Ryman
the
in
mother
1958.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Historical. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is way cool. Well, so okay, so the Opry would be the
that would be a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, any of the big venues, of course, around the country, but that's one that stands out just for country, of course.
Sure. Cool. I like to ask this question. It's a two-part question. If you could work with anyone, dream collaboration, whether it's living and dead. So I know dead's never going to happen, but living, what would be your pick?
That's a tough. That's like
I know,
because like 100 things come. So you know who I really love? It's totally not like anything I'm doing right now in music.
Sure.
But Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco.
Okay.
He's just so insanely talented.
Okay.
And so it's totally like almost off topic, but like
that's okay.
He did on the Frozen 2 soundtrack.
Oh,
so
really?
Idina Menzel sang the main version of the main song, and that was called Into the Unknown. He did it on the soundtrack in her key.
You're kidding.
And I listen, I'm like, he's so high. I'm like, he's in her same key, and she already sings it.
Oh my gosh.
He's just insanely talented. He does a lot of mentorship, I know, for young artists, and I just think he's super cool, creative.
That's cool. All right, dead. Obviously, no chance of it happening. But who did you who really stood out to you? That's no longer with us.
Oh gosh.
Gosh, your wife worked with Hank 3, knew of Hank 2, right? So Hank Sr., but
I think any country writer would want to work with Hank. I mean, there's nobody that would be like, nope, don't have the time for Hank Sr. So I also grew up, my dad always played country, but my mom always played the Bee Gees.
Oh, I love the Bee Gees.
Well, Barry Gibb's still living, so that doesn't count.
No, but Maurice
and Robin are
passed, and so is Andy. So Andy was.
So if I could have collaborated with all of them,
that's what I said. Andy's dead. Sorry, producers back here feeding me bad information. Sorry.
So that would be a top one.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love the Bee Gees. I grew up in the '70s, and so.
Well, they were so diverse. People just think of their disco stuff, but they were so.
Oh no! I listened to their albums that were cut in Australia before they ever came to the States, and so
very intriguing things that they were doing. Yeah.
And they had such unique voices. Maurice and Robin both.
Yeah, they were all different but blended.
Blended. Yeah. What they could harmonize for sure. Well, cool. Well, where can our followers find your music?
So JimmyNash.com has all the links. Jimmy Nash Music on Instagram. Those are the top ones people find. But you can find everything on JimmyNash.com.
Sure. Cool. So any plans for a new album? You're working on new music all the time, obviously.
So my biggest focus has been working with other artists. So my friend Natalia and her sister Tinka with American Blonde. Like I spent a lot of time working on their album that's coming out this year that Lincoln Parrish has produced from Cage the Elephant. So pretty excited. They wanted to go a little more rock. And so they found a producer that had a little more rock roots with that. So I'm really stoked to hear how it's all. I've gotten snippets. That's
Right.
what, you know, that's as a songwriter, you get snippets on the phone from the studio, but I can't wait to hear that. So that's kind of been my big focus, is writing with other artists. And as I go, I find ones that I'm like, oh, I really want to record this. And so I'm sure I'll have something in this next year for myself.
Well, that's awesome. Well, man, we really, really, really appreciate you taking time to sit down with us. This has been cool. It's cool to meet you. Thank you to the Marker Hotel for allowing us to park out here in their quiet place. There's a pool right behind us, but a little bit of shade. What a great spot. Thank you so much to them. And thanks to Key West Songwriter Festival.
Thanks,
and
BMI. Yeah.
You know, we got to meet, I've met a couple of the, I don't know what you'd call them, people from BMI, but I met one out the other night at the Blue Flamingo. And then yesterday I met a young lady that was there. She represents Rob Hatch and Hayden Blunt and can't remember. Oh, and Mark Colley.
Okay.
And then the other one was out to Blue Flamingo was Jack Ingram, Marty Fredrickson, and Trent Tomlinson.
Oh yeah.
What a great set that was. This has just been phenomenal. This whole thing.
Always is.
All weekend. Dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we appreciate you. Hey, for Musical Miles Podcast, I'm your host, Byron Duffin, here with Mr. Jimmy Nash in Key West, Florida. We'll see you somewhere down the road. Adios for now. We good?
All right, great.
This episode of Musical Miles Podcast is sponsored by Stetson, a true symbol of Western heritage and American craftsmanship. For generations, Stetson has stood for quality, style, and authenticity. Stetson, built for those who live the music and the lifestyle.